Welcome to the IMTS show, September 2014. We're here at the Delta Electronics booth to show you a couple demos. This demo right here is featuring Delta servo systems. The servos are controlling this entire demo. There are no, even though we show the PLCs and the motion controllers up there, we want to show how unique and capable these servos are without actually having a controller. So this is showing a rotary knife type, very common type of application where you're feeding product through. We want to do a flying cutoff. So there's a couple key features we want to show. One is the registration on this, and the other is for how you start and stop the machine. All of that's being controlled by the servo. So the key point here is this is not just a normal servo. It's not your everyday servo. So to kind of prove that we're controlling this without a controller, I'm going to unplug this network card here, which actually would potentially control by these servos. We're actually proving that we can do that. I'm going to show how we're actually doing this rotary knife application built into the servo, but I'm going to actually adjust the speed. I'm going to crank the speed up to about 30 RPM instead of at 10. So we can show here how we can actually change the speed on the fly. I'm going to stop the demo. At this point, show you that we're actually tracking this. So this is the master encoder motor right here being fed into the slave motor. You can see the positions being tracked over here. But no matter whether I move this forward or backwards, we're tracking the entire time. As this carriage piece comes through, it's going to see the registration mark, and then the knife will go around and make an adjustment move so that the knife blade will actually come down and hit the positive edge of this. So you can see if we actually servo on and then run it, we're actually cutting right on the positive edge on this. So one of the things I'm going to show is how do we prove that this is actually registering on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece off. This is a very flexible demo to really show its capabilities. I'm going to rotate it like this. And you can see now that there is a definite gap between where the cut and where the registration is. When we re-engage this, we're actually going to have it run forward, and then the marks will register on this registration mark, and then over a course of about 4 or 5 cycles, it'll move itself back in. For some applications, you're required to do this over a shorter period of time, so then that's why we have it filtered. We could set the filter to 0, and it would move in right away. So what we're going to do is turn this on. Why don't you go ahead and pan over here and slide over on this side so you can see. We're going to run this, and you can see that over the course of a couple of runs, it's going to start moving itself back in to correct itself. So you can see the registration is actually working. If we wanted to, we could actually have it register itself and mark it and cut right on the edge immediately. So if you want to go ahead and pan in on that, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a mode that's called E-stop. So if somebody hits an E-stop on this entire machine, and we stop it like that, maybe somebody goes in, pushes the part forward, okay, you can see all of the drives are in alarm 13, which means that's in E-stop mode. So now I'm actually going to recover it from that without having to rehome the entire system. What that means is you don't have to pull product pieces out of the machine. You can restart from where you stopped off and left off. I'm going to enable it, and I'm going to hit start signal, and you'll watch the way we have this set up now over here on the knife is it's going to restart back up, and it picks up with the next cycle. So what we're demonstrating here is all these functions and features are all built into the servo. The Delta A2 servo is not just any servo, it's got functions and features that are built in. Most competitor products that are in the same category don't have this kind of functionality built in. Delta has it built into the firmware, and it's actually a macro that we're activating. And we can set it all up using just the servo and the HMI, so you can do a lot of applications in a lot lower cost way, with higher performance because it's built in, and a lot lower maintenance. It's parameterized, which means that you don't have to program it, you don't have to test it. Thank you for joining us back at IMTS show.